Hello students. From our today's session we are going to discuss the different phylums of invertebrates. It is already told to you that what are the invertebrates. Invertebrates actually are the animals without a backbone or vertebral column or spinal column. So many phylums are coming under the group of invertebrates. So from today's session we are going to discuss that phylums. Especially in our today's class we are going to discuss three phylums: phylum Porifera, Cnidaria and Ctenophora. So first phylum, that is the phylum Porifera. Actually Porifera, that name comes from the term pores. These organisms contain so many pores in their body, so that's why they are known as pore bearers or Porifera. In each phylum, specially we will discuss some characteristic features and the examples of that phylum. So first, characteristic features of phylum Porifera. So many characteristic features I have noted down here. Among that, which one will be easy or mainly characteristics? You can learn that characteristics. First one, they are generally marine aquatic organism with a few freshwater species. Actually, the phylums which today we are going to discuss, they mainly are marine or aquatic organisms, especially like phylum Porifera also. They are generally marine aquatic with few species which are freshwater. Their bodies are asymmetrical. In our last session already we have discussed few terms like symmetry, symmetrical, asymmetrical, radially symmetrical, bilateral symmetrical, diploblastic, triploblastic. So many that type of terms we had discussed in our last session. So students, I am telling you that learn that terms, otherwise you can't understand. So their bodies are asymmetrical, means they are not having any type of symmetry in their body structure. They are sedentary and lack locomotory organs. Actually sedentary term is very important. What does it mean? Phylum Porifera organisms, they are not having locomotory organs, and for that they are sessile or non-motile and fixed to the substratum or medium, any medium. So that's why they are known as sedentary. Body shape can be cylindrical, vase-like, rounded or sac-like. These are the different shapes of their body. They are diploblastic, means they are having two layers in their body, mainly ectoderm and endoderm. The body has many pores called the ostia and a single large opening called osculum at the top. So if I am showing you that picture, you can understand that what is ostia and osculum. You can see that ostium or ostia, these are the pores present throughout their body, full body, and osculum, that are the large opening, large pores present at the top of each branch. Okay, so what are the function of this ostia and osculum? Through the ostia actually water enters in their body, because inside their body water circulation system is there. So through the ostia water enters in their body, and osculum is the aperture through which that is for the removal of the water. So for the presence of pores, they are known as pore bearers. Spongocoel is the body cavity that is present in their body. You can see spongocoel, the body cavity, full body cavity, that is known as spongocoel. They have the characteristic canal system for the flow of water. Just now I have told they are having the water flowing system in their body. From the water they can absorb the required elements. Sense organs are absent. Sexes are not separate. Asexual reproduction is seen mainly, but sexual reproduction can also be seen in certain species. These are the some examples of phylum Porifera: Spongia icon, Leucosolenia, Eupectella. So many examples are there for phylum Porifera. The structure of phylum Porifera already I have discussed. Next phylum, that is the phylum Cnidaria. Here C is silent. It is also known as Coelenterata or sac-like animals. Body is sac-like. Okay. So these are the general characteristic features of phylum Cnidaria. First one, all Cnidaria are aquatic, mostly marine organisms. Already I have told that this the phylums which today we are going to discuss, they are mainly the aquatic organisms, mostly marine. Cnidarians are diploblastic, same like the Porifera. They are having two body layers, ectoderm and the endoderm. The body form is radially symmetrical and does not have a coelom. So they are the acoelomates. They are not having the proper body cavity or the coelom, and their body is radially symmetrical. Radially symmetrical I am not discussing now. Please go through the last video. They have a continuous body cavity called coelenteron. They are not having proper body cavity coelom. Apart from that, they are having the body cavity that is known as coelenteron. The body has a single opening, the hypostome, surrounded by sensory tentacles with stinging cells called nematocysts that they use to capture food. Now if I am showing you that picture, it will be clear to you. That is the structure of a hydra. Hydra is the example of phylum Cnidaria. So you can see here, this is the body. Inside the body, their body is diploblastic, means two body layers are present, ectoderm and endoderm. And inside their body there is a cavity, not coelom, gastrovascular cavity, or it is also known as coelenteron. That's why this phylum is also known as Coelenterata, because of that body cavity, coelenteron or gastrovascular cavity. Now this gastrovascular cavity or coelenteron can open through a single opening that is known as mouth or hypostome. Scientifically it is known as hypostome, this mouth. And surrounding the mouth, sensible tentacles. Tentacle, you can see, these all are tentacles. Sensible tentacles are present. What are the functions of these tentacles? Actually tentacles are helpful in capturing food. Okay, so the body has a single opening, hypostome or mouth, surrounded by sensory tentacles with stinging cells called nematocysts that they use to capture the food. Actually these tentacles that this surrounding their mouth, tentacles are there, which also contains one stinging cell that is known as nematocyst. This nematocyst actually help to capture their prey. Now the common examples of the phylum Cnidaria or Coelenterata: hydra, jellyfish, metrium, obelia. So these are the common examples of this phylum. Now we are proceeding to the next phylum, that is the phylum Ctenophora. Here also C is silent. They are also known as common name comb jellies or sea walnuts. These are the characteristic features of phylum Ctenophora. They are free-swimming, marine, solitary, pelagic animals. The body is transparent, gelatinous, pear-shaped, cylindrical, flat or ribbon-shaped. So many types of shapes are present. They have a radially symmetrical body, like the phylum Cnidaria. They are having the radially symmetrical body. They have an external surface with comb-like 8 ciliary plates for locomotion. Very, very important character. In every phylum, you can find one special characteristics. Like for the phylum Porifera, the pore bearers means osteosculum point is very important. For the Cnidaria, the cavity, cylindron cavity point is very important. For the phylum Ctenophora, this point is very important, that they are having the 8 ciliary plates, comb-like 8 ciliary plates, that is helpful for their locomotion. That's why they are known as comb jellies. They have a pair of long, solid retractile tentacles. Here you can see this one. Tentacles, pair of tentacles are present everywhere. Their body organization is cell tissue grade, means tissue level of cell or tissue level of organization is present in their body. Their body is acoelomate, means they are not having proper body cavity or coelom. Diploblastic, same as the previous two phylums. They lack nematocyst. They are not having the stinging cell nematocyst as in the phylum Cnidaria, but they are having a special adhesive or sticky cell that is known as coloblast or lasso cell, that is present in their tentacles also, which help in their food capture. So in the phylum Cnidaria, their stinging cell is known as nematocyst, and in the phylum Ctenophora, their sticky cell or stinging cell is known as coloblast, which is present same in the tentacles and help in capturing their prey. So these are the common examples of phylum Ctenophora, Ctenoplana, Pleurobrachium, this all. Okay students, so today we have discussed 3 phylums, Porifera, Cnidaria and Ctenophora. Their characteristic features and the examples. In our next class we will discuss the another phylums. Till then, bye and have a nice day students.